Hey everybody, this is Erica, and this is my discussion post number 5. For this discussion post, Cinderella and Prince Charming have been having some little relationship issues, and not everything's going so great in the big castle, and Prince Charming went and got himself the Big Bad Wolf as an attorney, so things aren't going very well for them, and stuff is about to get real. So, the Big Bad Wolf decides to waltz into my office and demand information from me and wave the subpoena in my face, and although subpoena sounds scary and all, I have a certain amount of time before I have to go ahead and send in the information that needs to be sent in. I don't technically have to give him anything right off the bat. Eventually I will have to respond. However, as a professional and as a human being, I have a right by the government to disclose information. Also, as a counselor, it's my job to ensure confidentiality for both of my clients. Unfortunately, since I had both Prince Charming and Cinderella within a counseling relationship at the same time, things can kind of get a little messy in there because technically Prince Charming can go and say something about Cinderella that was disclosed within the session, or vice versa. Even though I can stress to them in the informed consent form and verbally that it's important to keep everything confidential within the sessions, that's not guaranteed. So, like I said, you should have that in the informed consent form because that is a risk, and that kind of protects you as a counselor as well, in case somebody wants to maybe file a breach of confidentiality against you. Now, with the whole Bad Wolf wanting information from me legally, there's a whole, in the book, you'll see something about privileged communication. Basically what that is there's certain things that you can kind of keep from the court, depending on what state you're in, and there's also, in the book, different, requirements for the relationship to be privileged under law. So you can see that on page 114 in the book. So basically, what I really want to do in my main job is to make sure that both of my clients, not just Cinderella, but also Prince Charming, that their information that is not relevant to the court case that they're going into is not released. Also, that their privacy and their rights are respected on both ends. So, by getting an attorney, I'd kind of sit with him and figure out what needs to be disclosed and what doesn't, and maybe collaborate with both Prince Charming and Cinderella on both matters. You certainly wouldn't want to show up on the court day, even though that you would have your attorney with you, and the other party just start releasing information that doesn't need to be said. So, that's all I can really think of right now. Some worries about sharing case records and ethical obligations that I'd be most concerned about is just if one of the parties decided to start spilling information in public that could be harmful to the other individual. You never know if somebody is really hurt and they could just start mouthing off things that doesn't matter to the whole case proceeding just to say something hurtful and kind of put the other person down. And you certainly don't want that to happen. You never want harm to occur to your client, and you want to make sure that you're protecting them to the best of your ability. So that's it. It's certainly complicating, especially whenever you have two people in counseling together and you don't have that guaranteed confidentiality. Even though you can preach it to somebody, it's not always taken 100% seriously, especially whenever feelings get involved and conflicts occur. So definitely a complicated situation. So I would get an attorney. So that's it. Thanks.